Hey everybody, Kiara here, back with another reaction video for you guys today. Yesterday, Dreamlight Valley just released their most recent developer update, which is going to be talking about the next expansion pass and probably the next free content update as well. So I am super excited for this one. I was like so excited for it. You guys would not believe how excited I was about it. Anyways. You guys know I love expansion passes of Dreamlight Valley. I will be playing this one for sure. I don't know what characters are going to be in it. I'm super excited to find out, but the end of Act 2 of the game really threw me for a loop. We saw Maleficent and Hades, so most likely they're going to be in this next part. I'm pretty sure they're going to be in this next part. And those of you who are major Disney fans would know that Maleficent and Hades being next to each other in the same area would lead to something that I will probably mention later. No, just kidding, I'll mention it right now. Descendants is one of my my ultimate favorite Disney movies. If you guys didn't know, I'm a huge Descendants fan. And Maleficent and Hades are both in Descendants as the main character's mother and father. So they were together at one point. And okay, you know what? Let's just get into this. I'm super excited to see what this holds. If it's not Descendants related, I'm going to be very disappointed. But you know what? Let's see this. It looks like the thumbnail has Flynn and Merida on it. So, yeah, I love Flynn. Merida, not so much, but we'll see how this goes. That is the announcement trailer. We're actually going to hop over here to live showcase stream. Let's do it. Starting soon. I'm just going to skip over to this. Wow. Hades. I knew he was coming. Glowing mushrooms? A dragon? That's so cute.
Hey Valley Villagers, welcome to the Disney Dreamlight
That
Valley
was so
2024
adorable.
Showcase stream. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're both so excited to give you a behind the magic look at what's coming next for the game.
So what do we have in store for you today? We're thrilled to introduce some of the amazing folks on the team, reflect on this incredible past year of free updates, and the Disney Dreamlight Valley, a Rift in Time expansion pass. We'll also look ahead at some of the exciting developments on the horizon.
Okay,
and make sure
sounds
to tune in
good.
for the full stream as well. It'll be bursting with surprise reveals and exclusive teasers that you won't want to miss.
Kicking things off, we're starting this celebration by reflecting on one of the best parts of Disney Dreamlight Valley, you, our community.
And thank you for joining us today and living magically with us and alongside some of your
I was not
favorite
expecting
Disney
them
and
to
Pixar
say
characters.
you. I was not
Let's dive into
expecting
how you
them.
shape this journey with the inclusion of community-driven features, some arriving a lot sooner than you might expect.
Let's see it. Okay, Merlin's library, Stitch's house.
At this point, there isn't a corner of my own valley that isn't inspired in part by our
Okay.
fans' designs. But what I love is seeing their reactions to each update, exploring and relating to the stories that each new character brings.
And just like last year, we've brought along some clips that show off our past year of updates, just as we see it through the community's eyes.
Thank you for trick-or-treating with us.
Heiße Jack Skellington, willkommen! Okay, hat's geklappt, wunderbar.
Well, you see, I'm the president of the Oogie Boogie Fan Club. What?
Here's their streamer laughing with us. Where they show out the streamers. I forgot they do that.
I love it.
Reuniting with old friends with us.
Look how cute she looks. Look at her.
Saving a realm with us.
Wow.
This is so cool. I love how they do this. They showcase like the streamers that have been longtime fans of the game. Cooking up memories with us.
We're gonna make. Oh my gosh.
Turning back time with us.
Oh, this is so cool. Oh my gosh. We're like changing it from the past to the present. Oh my god. Hi, Oswald.
Oswald! Look at us flying!
Thank you for living magically with us. That's sweet.
Before we get any further, I think we have a code 2319.
A code 23. Oh. That's the first redemption code we have to share with everyone watching.
2319.
Add some celebratory style to your avatar by
Let me,
redeeming the code on screen for a pair of
DDV
Dreamlight
socks,
socks
2024.
and Dreamlight crew socks to wear in
Okay.
game.
Use these steps to redeem the code and be sure to tune into the full stream for
I'm gonna
additional
take
code
note of that
reveals.
so I could do it.
Since this time last year, we've introduced 2 new realms, 13 new characters, and dozens of exciting furniture
Let's
and
see.
wardrobe items.
So it's
across 6
DDV
free
socks.
updates and the Disney Dreamlight Valley, a Rift in Time expansion pass.
2024.
As always, if you have a suggestion or feedback for the game, don't hesitate to let us know on one of our social media accounts or by joining our official Discord server.
Up next, we've got another community manager, Courtney, and our game manager, Guillaume, to give you all the deets on our upcoming free update and maybe some of those aforementioned quality of life improvements that you can expect coming to your valleys very soon.
Oh my god, I'm excited for this. I want to know what's new.
Thanks for joining me today to take a deep dive into the next free content update.
Okay, so this one's the free one, not the expansion pass yet.
Thanks for having us.
So last year around this time, we revealed Jack Skellington and the Pumpkin King Returns update. As you likely guessed from our last roadmap, Sally from Disney Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before
Sally's
Christmas
coming.
will
Okay, I
join
kind
us,
of
bringing her
figured.
signature patchwork style to the Valley as part of the So Delightful update.
So
Hunting for
delightful.
dolls and
I love that.
experimenting with night shards with Jack. What can we expect from Sally's adventures in the Valley?
Well, having lost her way outside the Valley, players will team up with Jack to make sense of Sally's creepy-crawly messengers as they craft a plan to reunite with her. Then as Sally gets comfortable in the Valley, you'll help her set up a macabre date night, embrace the art of quilting, and puzzle out her latest premonition, among other things.
So as
Okay.
far as Sally's friendship rewards go, what can players expect?
Well, inspired by our sense of style, you can expect tons of patterns across clothing items and furniture. From street socks
Cool.
to a bed featuring
Not a
Sally's
huge fan of,
iconic
like, patchwork
aesthetic, these rewards
dresses and
Chloe
stuff.
Sally.
Now,
But I do
it
love
wouldn't
more
be a Disney
dresses.
Dreamlight Valley update without a new star path. What can we expect from the theme this time around?
Well, this winter we'll be embracing the ethereal sides of the season. You'll get to step into
Ethereal?
your own
Ooh,
personal fairy
that
tale as
looks-
adorned furniture
that looks
and bring a sense of
nice.
whimsy to your dream shop
I love
submissions
that.
with a wand that
There's a new
produces
crafting
snowflakes.
station too.
Well,
I've been
never
wanting
been a
more
better
crafting
time to
stations.
Join the Valley, especially now, as I know the team's been cooking up something particularly special with this update. Isn't that right, Guillaume?
That's right.
Guillaume?
As part of the So Delightful update, we're introducing a feature
Guillaume?
called Floating Islands.
It's a weird way to spell Guillaume.
These acts as additional spaces.
I mean,
parallel to
I've
the
never
Valley,
heard of that name
where
before,
players can
but
decorate and let their creativity run
still.
free.
So you could almost think of these as extensions of the current biomes?
Exactly. Each biome in the valley will have a floating island counterpart, retaining the
Floating
same theme and ambience,
islands?
but it will start as a clean slate. We plan to roll this out over.
He said floating islands so that each biome has an extension? That's wild. Okay, but how do you get to the floating islands? That's crazy. I never thought they would ever like expand the biomes. I just thought that in the future they just add more biomes, you know? But they're adding floating islands now?
And we'll kick things off with 4 floating islands in the So Delightful update. Like
So
biomes in
delightful.
the valley,
Plaza
they will
Island,
be
Forest
profitable
Island,
in Dreamlight.
Sunlit,
even
and
better,
Frosted Island?
Each floating island will have objects limit
You have to
independent
unlock
from
them with
those
Dreamlight.
models,
Okay, makes
making
sense.
them perfect for exploring
That's
your
crazy.
creativity and seeing how far you can go with your decorating skills.
We've also seen how driven our community is to connect, so it was equally important to us to ensure that this creativity could be shared. So yes, you will be able to travel to floating islands during valley visits.
How big are these spaces?
From a scale perspective, our intention is for each of these floating islands to feel comparable in size to their valley counterparts, once you've taken out
Ooh.
individual features. Ultimately,
That's
the
way
goal is
bigger
to
than I
offer
thought they would
ample
make it.
space
I thought
to
they would be
create
like rather
without them
small.
feeling overwhelming. We will have more to share about the exact size of the
Okay.
floating islands a little closer
I like
to
that.
launch.
And any
I really like
furniture,
that.
decorations or houses you've collected, as well as villagers you've befriended, will be totally accessible on these.
I mean, for me, I've always thought that the valley biomes were a bit too small, at least compared to the Rift in Time biomes, Eternial biomes. So I've always thought that these ones in the valley were a bit too small. The biggest one being what? I think the Forgotten Lands might be the biggest one, or Sunlit Plateau. No, wait, what am I talking about? The Meadow. I think the Meadow's the biggest one, but I feel like they've just always been too small. So I'm really glad to know that they're actually expanding them so that you could display more house styles and furniture and stuff.
Islands, and you won't have to worry about tidying up. Instead, the focus will be on empowering you with the creativity-focused options you've come to love.
We have one more piece of big news to share regarding a feature update.
Oh, in addition to floating islands?
Yes. We're improving upon how players can decorate in a huge way.
Ooh, what's this?
Currently, item rotation is locked to the 4 cardinal directions.
Okay.
We've been impressed with our community's creative drive, and it has inspired us to add even greater control when placing items to 16 points of rotation.
You could have them be diagonal now?
Furniture. You'll be able to more freely rotate buildings, landscaping items, resources like flowers,
wow,
and even dropped items like
that's crazy.
Dishes. Our plan is to continue building upon this feature over time, including extending the support to fences and paths.
When will players be able to get their hands on these features in the rest of the update?
We are excited to share that the So Delightful update will be released free for all players on December 4th, 2024.
Speaking of release date, I feel like there was one more thing you wanted to unveil.
Looking ahead to next year, we're excited to share the free content roadmap for the first half of 2025.
Yay!
In the first 3 updates of early next year.
Okay, let me see. Let me take a look at this. Early 2025, so next year, explore a new world and revel on a magical adventure. Okay, is that a fez and a necklace in that picture? Yeah, right? Because what that makes me think of is Abu and Jasmine. Spring 2025, step into a land of wonder and meet new friends along the way. Is that the Cheshire Cat? What's happening? Okay. That's who I thought of first. With that giant smile on that tree. That's who I thought of first. Let me know what you guys think of this roadmap. Summer 2025. Solve an ancient mystery and discover who is waiting inside Skull Rock. Oh my god. Everyone has been all over Skull Rock, including in the valley or in real life. Like, literally, everyone wants to know who is in Skull Rock. An ancient mystery, discover who's in Skull Rock. There is a handkerchief in the sand there. There's a handkerchief. Who wears a handkerchief that's red? I mean, the original theories were that it's probably like Captain Hook or Peter Pan or Tinkerbell. Any of those characters from Tinkerbell. Who wears a red handkerchief though? Is it Captain Hook? I've literally never watched his movie before, so I wouldn't know. That's crazy. So that's gonna be summer of next year though. So it's gonna be some time, but I'm really excited for that.
We're excited to bring some beloved characters to the valley. There are 2 I know have been among the top in community requests, and it's safe to say I'm right there with them.
And this is just a first look at
That's Aladdin and Jasmine, right? I said Abu earlier, but just because he wears a fez too. But I think Aladdin wears one too.
I've been tiding myself over by hosting tea parties in the valley, so I can't wait until we can share what the team's got in the cards for that spring update. How about you, Ryan?
I'm excited to see what Secret Skull Rock might hold. After all, I know this has been a hot topic among the community, but most
that's what I'm
importantly,
saying.
I can't wait to see what all of our players are most excited about. But with that,
I'm excited for all of it, honestly. Maybe Skull Rock might be the top of the list though, because literally all the villagers have been talking about it.
We visited a new land of mythical proportions.
Oh, what's happening? Ooh.
Welcome to the Storybook Vale.
Storybook Vale?
Lately, life here hasn't been so happily ever after.
Oh, Merida.
But it wasn't always like this.
Okay.
Once upon a time, the Storybook Vale was a land made up of legendary stories.
Oh my god, Flynn. Of course. Of course.
Until one day, powerful villains stole
Oh, here we go.
and twisted it to their image. But their wicked nature didn't keep them friendly for long. Their hunger for power tore the veil apart. But all is not lost forever. Explore this magical world floating in the sky.
Okay.
Discover an enchanted artifact.
Ooh, another hourglass? Or another kind of tool?
Unravel mythic riddles and reveal their hidden secrets.
Whoa.
Rekindle old friendships. Rediscover long-lost fables. And help old friends come back together again.
Sleeping Beauty. Ooh, this picture looks awesome.
The Storybook Vale Part 1 launches November 20.
Part 1, November 20.
Launching on November 20th, Part 1 of Disney Dreamlight Valley, The Storybook Vale invites players to make use of their Stardust port once again to be whisked away to the Vale. Our second expansion pass gives players a whole new adventure full of new friends, quests, biomes, and even more surprises. Joining us now to share more on the narrative and game design of Disney Dreamlight Valley, The Storybook Vale, are some familiar faces from our last showcase, Josh and Calixta. Welcome.
Hello.
Happy to be here.
I'm sure everyone is buzzing with questions after seeing that amazing trailer. To kick things off, could you share some more insights into the direction behind creating another expansion pass?
Of course. So expansion passes let us recapture the feeling that we gave players the first time they stepped into the valley, telling a whole new story with new villagers to meet.
Wow, we fly in like on a balloon
to make all your own. They're a great way for us to deliver just a huge amount of content to players.
And many of our players have interacted with the first expansion pass, Disney Dreamlight Valley: A Rift in Time, which was explored in 3 acts. Should they be looking forward to a similar rollout with this new one?
So for this expansion, we chose to do 2 parts with more
okay.
Each. We saw player feedback around the time to reach the
rollout with this new one.
So for this expansion,
let's see, what did he say?
2 parts with more content in each.
More content in each, okay.
Feedback around.
Part 1, Welcome to the Vale, comes November 20th. Go on a mythical adventure to help the lore keeper restore a faraway land while encountering Merida, Flynn, and Hades along the way. Part 2 is The Unwritten Realms. Summer of 2025. With the help of Maleficent, venture into a strange world beneath the Storybook Vale and solve the mystery of the missing princess. Huh. Okay. Well, it's not Descendants related, so I'm a little disappointed about that. Let's keep going, yeah?
Time to reach the conclusion of the story and get you far. And with this new format, you'll get just as much content without as long of a wait. But just like with our first expansion, purchasing the Disney Dreamlight Valley, the Storybook Vale expansion pass will get you both parts as they become available.
More content, fewer cliffhangers, count me in. Now it's time to spill the beans. What is the exciting story this time?
So the Storybook Vale is the
What's the
place
story?
in your heart where all your most treasured stories live.
Oh, that makes
Once
sense.
It hung in the sky above Dreamlight Valley, but during the forgetting, 2 Disney
This is where all your stories
stole
live?
the Vale away.
Okay.
For a time, Maleficent from Disney's Sleeping Beauty and Hades from Disney's Hercules ruled peacefully together over its 3 unique biomes: the Bind, Ever After, and Mythopia.
The Bind, the Ever After, and
Soon,
Mythopia?
A struggle for power between the Mistress of All Evil and the Lord of the Underworld tore the Vale apart. As you can imagine, when you get those 2 egos together in a room, sparks literally fly.
Yes, and when the players arrive in the Vale, they'll find out that things aren't so happily ever after. Ink is spilling out of the very ground throughout the Vale, and other mysterious phenomena have begun to take hold. You'll meet with the Lore Keeper, a talking enchanted book who holds this world together.
That's
and
the Lore
while she
Keeper?
wants all
Okay.
many stories in her pages, the discord between Hades and Maleficent has scattered them. So only you can put them back together as you explore the Vale and get a little help from new friends along the way.
Speaking of new friends, we were all treated to a glimpse of some of the villagers who will hopefully join us on our adventures and later our valleys. I'm sure I'm not the only one curious as to what you can tell us about our new friends.
Well, I'm happy to share that part 1 of the storybook.
I'm really excited to meet Flynn, you guys, because he is from my favorite Disney Princess movie.
Pixar's Brave. Merida is such a fun character, and she seemed like
so I'm really excited to meet him.
For the player, this fearless princess will act as your guide, helping you command your own fate.
Okay, so she's the first one you'll meet.
And
Alright.
in Ever After, you'll meet with
In
Flynn
Ever
Rider
After.
from Disney Tango.
Flynn Rider.
Swashbuckling rogue
They kept
will
his
help
fake
you
name.
uncover a world of
I kind of like
fairy
that.
tales. Flynn's
It
personality
fits him
is
more
so exciting to play
than
with.
Eugene.
Just watch out when he boats on his smolder. For players who already befriended Rapunzel in Disney Dreamlight Valley A Rift in Time, look out for a special opportunity to reunite the two.
Oh, a
And in
special
Mythopia,
opportunity.
you
Cool.
meet Hades from Disney's Hercules. Hades will help you to get to the bottom of a world of myths. And in my opinion, Hades is one of the funniest characters ever in a Disney movie, and he brings that same sense of humor to the game. Just watch out as he tries to make you his minion, because he's not exactly the greatest boss.
And of course, all these villagers will come with their own unique houses that you can move to the base game or to a floating island, if that's where you think they work best and want them to live.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna add Hades to my floating island full of villains.
Floating island full of villains. That's interesting. What a concept.
But I noticed you didn't mention anything about Maleficent.
While players might run into her in Part 1, stay tuned for Part 2 to solve all the mysteries of the Vale and welcome her to the Valley.
And that's not all. You can expect one more mysterious figure to join forces with players in Part 2 of the Storybook Vale.
Aside from new friends helping us, is there anything else we can expect to aid us in piecing back together the Lore Keeper's stories?
Yes, players will have their new royal net to aid them.
Why a net?
Well,
A
the
royal
seven
net?
pages from the Lore Keeper hasn't just gathered with the wind. They've come to life in the form of snippets,
Snippets?
which are enchanted origami
Alright.
creatures that you have to capture. The snippets mostly hang out around the Vale, but watch out for a few special rare ones that will show up back in their Dreamlight Valley.
Can't believe how cute they are. They're gonna be tricky to catch.
Other than looking adorable flying around the Vale, each snippet will come with their own unique way to be captured that the player will need to figure it out.
And once you catch them, you can restore
Okay.
Disney and Pixar
I feel like
magic
there's some
to
people
the
that have
Lore
been
Keeper's
wanting a
pages
net in
with
the
a
game
puzzle minigame.
to catch like
Each
butterflies
tale
and
takes the
stuff,
form of a
or just
beautiful
insects.
tapestry telling the story behind a classic Disney or Pixar film. And these tapestries can then serve as beautiful pieces of decor that players can use to furnish their in-game homes.
Huh.
I can't wait to see
That's
the
interesting.
gallery spaces our players are going to design to showcase them.
So yeah, I feel like
But
some people have
speaking
been
of
wanting a
design,
net. I've heard some other fellow streamers mentioning like they were wanting to see like a net as a new tool for a Rift in Time, but we got the hourglass. So I feel like this is what people were expecting, you know? I mean, not the whole thing, but like just the tool. The tool, people have been wanting to catch insects and stuff in the game. I wasn't personally one of them. I think that's a cool idea though, so I'm into it. But these snippets are actually pretty adorable. They're pretty adorable. It's going to be fun to catch them.
As I'm sure players are invested in where to place their home in game, what can we look forward to when exploring the different biomes in the expansion?
Well, after seeing the feedback from our last expansion, we've improved the flow of unlocking the areas within the biome and how a player progression in turn affect their exploration of this fantastical new world. One of our main goals in crafting the Vale was to allow for easier and more inspired decorating for our decor-driving players.
Ooh.
We've also added more magic with the introduction of prominent landmarks inspired by Disney and Pixar stories. But of course, our team delights in creating secrets for players to discover too. Throughout your journey to the Vale, you will uncover trials, special quests inspired by fairy tales and myths. They've become Scrabble-like pages in a book, and only the player can set them right using their full breadth of real tools, old and new.
And I'm sure our community is up for the challenge. With all you've shared, it sounds like there's still many mysteries waiting for us in the Vale. Thank you so much for joining us, you two.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next, we invite two members of the art team to the stage to share more on the world and artistic design of the Storybook Vale. But first, use the code on screen to claim a Dreamlight Bow headband in-game.
DDV Bow headband. Okay. New code.
I'm joined
DDV
by director
Bow
Steven and concept artist Yanon to dig into some of the inspiration behind the
HB
Storybook Vale.
2024.
Hey there.
Thanks for having us.
Why don't we start with quite literally the biggest artistic endeavor of the expansion pass, the biomes. Earlier, we were introduced to the Bind,
Let's see these
Mythopia,
biomes.
and Ever After.
Mythopia, Ever After, and Bind.
In many ways, the Bind was born out of our team's collective love of stories. There's something special and uniquely cozy about curling up with a good book. So the decision to lean into dark academia and the cool yet cozy ambience of an autumnal forest just made sense.
And similarly, Mythopia, as you may have guessed from the name, is inspired by Greco-Roman culture and ancient myths. When you explore this biome, you'll walk through rolling fields.
I love how the
dotted with cypress
floors,
trees, magenta
I love how the
florals,
ground
ancient
and
ruins.
trees are
And
all
you may
yellow.
also discover subtle clues that a certain god of the underworld has also been there.
Finally, there's Ever After.
Because that's
We drew a ton of inspiration
way
from Scottish
different
and
than what we have
Scandinavian folklore,
now.
while sprinkling in Fey mythology. The idea was to capture the feeling of a dark, enchanted mushroom forest and windswept moorlands.
I don't know about you, but for me, one of the most exciting aspects of digging into new biomes is seeing just how they'll translate into clothing and furniture items. Could you share a sneak peek at what folks can expect?
Of course, self-expression is one of the main pillars of our game, so we love the idea of taking inspiration from the new biomes into player customization. Maybe you want to build a cozy library where you can read for hours, or you want to dress up as a Greek god or goddess, or design a magical mushroom fairy forest. I think that there's something for everyone here.
Speaking of expression, we wanted to take our commitment to aesthetic cohesion even further in the Storybook Vale. Not only will you find Scrooge McDuck's store and Sherry Me within this new world, but you'll also find their facades have been overhauled to better fit in with their biome surroundings.
You'll also want to keep an eye out for some new additions to Scrooge McDuck's store that will be available to owners of this new expansion pack.
Oh, of course. Of course, right? We always need more things.
I'd love to know if there's any landmarks that stood out to you.
Yes, well, speaking of those smaller details, we loved playing with scale in Ever After. In particular, there's a waterfall feature that's inspired by the Mad Hatter's Tea Party from Disney's Alice in Wonderland. I feel like this perfectly captures the whimsy of that biome.
Giant.
Mad Hatter's Tea Party. I know where I'm putting Alice in my game.
Hades statues in Mythopia.
And didn't I think that Alice was actually, or the Cheshire Cat was in the roadmap? So most likely they're coming next year. So it's gonna be really fun to move them over to the Vale.
Posing sighting game. Between that and the design of
the Hades statue looks cool, by the way.
That mirror Hades himself. I feel like these players will have a blast picking out the details we worked in.
What about snippets? Where did that idea come from?
The snippets are literal pieces of escaped stories torn from a book. When we were imagining how they may have escaped, we realized we wanted the snippets to have
So is there like a set
so the idea
number of
animals,
creatures?
little paper creatures, like a cute and fluttery
of
bird,
snippets?
or a silly little frog was created.
Like, is there like a set number and you have to like collect them all, you know, like critters? If that's the case, then you could be sure I'm gonna be working really hard to figure out how to catch these guys.
I love that. Speaking of cute little animals, are you able to share anything about the new animal companions coming this expansion?
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
As there will be 3 biomes arriving in the expansion pass, we'll be adding a unique critter to each, all with their own colour variants and puzzling catching mechanics.
That's an owl?
The first of these soon-to-be animal companions for the players to find will be the owls in the bind.
And as a nod to Maleficent's
okay, I thought
rule
snippets
of
will
the
actually
land,
be
players can
animal
find
companions, but I guess not.
in Ever After. And if that's not exciting enough,
Dragons!
players can also find mini winged horses in Mythopia, drawing inspiration from
Oh my
Disney's
god!
Fantasia.
That's incredible. I know I'll be counting down the
I
days
love
to have
that.
an adventure with a mini dragon
More than
outside.
adorable
To wrap
dragons.
things up, however,
Pegasus?
any last
Oh my
details
god.
on new collectibles and resources?
As you've seen, the Storybook Vale's biomes are remarkable
That
in their own
is
ways, and the
incredible.
resources you can find in each are unique as well.
One of my favorite new additions are koi. They can be found
Koi?
in the bind along with sea wolf fish and delicious
Sea wolf?
sea grapes.
How about you, Steven?
Is that a
Any
real
favorites?
thing?
I'm a big fan of the landscaping.
Hold on. Sea wolf. I've never heard of a sea wolf. Let me see. Let's see if we could find a sea wolf fish. Sea wolf fish. It's called the Atlantic wolffish. Ew, it looks ugly. Atlantic wolffish. Where do these developers come up with these ideas? Like, did they actually know that there was a wolffish before they thought of it? That's gross. Okay. Well, they called it a sea wolf, and I guess that's what you could call it. On the internet, it said Atlantic wolffish. So
Mythopia
let's
brings
see.
poppies, buried lightning strikes, and bougainvillea, and ever after
Ooh.
bioluminescent moss and giant flora. There's also plenty of edible plants as well, ranging from green beans to porcini to more fantastical ones like ambrosia.
Well,
New plants.
I can't wait to
I love
see how
that.
our players react to them. With new resources, can we also expect to be cooking up new delectable dishes?
New foods, yes.
Definitely. We have dozens of new recipes arriving.
Ooh,
with the expansion
pancakes?
pass, utilizing ingredients from
A new
both the
pie?
Valley
Cool.
and the Vale.
Once again,
Is that
thank you
a
both
is that a
so much
cinnamon
for
cake?
joining us today to dig into all the amazing art
Okay.
in Disney Dreamlight Valley, the Storybook Vale.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Now, let's take a look at how you can get your hands on the expansion pass.
I want it. I want it right now.
For those of you who've been following along
Give it
on
to
this
me right now.
magical journey and already own the base game, there are 2 ways to dive into the Storybook Vale expansion
Okay.
pass.
Like a rift in time before it, the expansion pass will include a bundle of moonstones with your purchase. If you'd like to add a little extra magic, look no further than the Magical Edition, which offers
Ooh.
even more moonstones, a collection of library and
Oh, and it gives
cosmetic
you one of
items,
the
and a
Pegasus.
truly adorable baby Pegasus animal companion.
If you're new or know a friend who would love to get into Disney Dreamlight Valley, these are great starting points. Between the
Okay.
Disney Dreamlight Valley base game, the Storybook Vale bundle, and the Enchanted Edition, you'll be able to choose what's right for you.
And of course, we can't forget about those of you who take the time to dive into updates as soon as they arrive. We're excited to offer a special early adopter bonus for expansion pass owners. As we had new ways to begin or expand upon your Disney Dreamlight Valley experience, we'll soon say goodbye to the Gold Edition, which comes bundled with the base game, our first expansion
Okay.
pass, A Rift in
That
Time,
makes sense. I mean, the
and
Gold
an
Edition has
assortment
been
of
out for a
cosmetic
long
items.
time.
This edition will officially leave stores on November 20th at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. We are kicking off our deepest sale of the Gold Edition to date, so catch up on our first expansion, also on sale, while you wait for the Storybook Vale.
And there you have it. From a new expansion pass exploring myth and the stories that connect us, to floating islands that will open up all sorts of creativity in the Valley. We're so glad you were able to join us for all the excitement of today's showcase.
Remember to redeem the 2 codes we shared throughout this showcase, and the third and final one, right here, for
Okay.
unique Dreamlight-themed items in-game.
DDV
And stay
J
tuned to our social
jacket?
channels over the coming weeks for even more
I don't know why it says J
details on these
jacket, but
exciting new releases. Disney Dreamlight Valley, the Storybook Vale expansion pass launches on November 20th, and the So Delightful update arrives on December 4th. See you in the Valley.
Okay, you guys. I have 3 codes. I have 3 codes that you guys will see me put into the next, or I don't think the next episode of Dreamlight Valley, but the following one, I will put in those codes. Anyways, you guys, that was awesome. I always love watching the showcases to see all of the new stuff, and I'm really glad we could finally know about this next expansion pass, because I'm super excited for those. The expansion passes are my favorite part of the game, actually. I'm a little disappointed that I thought it would be, it will have at least one Descendants character, but it didn't. Maybe in the future, though. But I got really excited because a big part of the Descendants franchise is Maleficent and Hades being together. So I was really excited for that, but you know what? That idea's out there and it's not happening. Super sad, but yet excited. We're unlocking Sally, Flynn, Merida, Hades, and Maleficent within these next 2 updates. Or I guess next 3 updates, because Maleficent comes a bit later. And yeah, let me know what you guys thought of that developer showcase in the comments below. Let me know your favorite part. Let me know which character you're excited to meet first. And what's your favorite part about everything? Snippets, animal companions, new biomes. There's so much. There's so much that went into that showcase. Let me know your favorite parts. But right now, you guys, we're not done yet. We are not done yet. I am going to take a look at the blog post that Dreamlight Valley posted after making the showcase. I'm going to take a look at the blog post, and we are going to read about this new update that's coming up. Okay, here we go. Catch up on the Disney Dreamlight Valley 2024 showcase stream. Hey Valley Villagers! With thrilling updates to the base game and an expansion pass that transports us to a brand new Storybook Vale, today's Disney Dreamlight Valley Showcase stream provided a sneak peek of what lies ahead for the Valley and beyond. If you haven't yet seen it and you want to check out the full showcase stream below and join us as we dive into all the exciting announcements. Celebrate Sally's arrival on December 4th. As many players guessed from our last roadmap reveal, Sally from the Disney Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas joins as the latest villager in our next free update, So Delightful. Bringing her signature patchwork style to the Valley, she arrives not only with exciting new friendship rewards, but a thrilling set of quests that include a date night, quilting, and more. That's really fun. The sky's the limit with new features. Alright, so I'm not going to read all of this, I'm just going to skim through it. So now they're introducing floating islands, larger areas accessible through the fast travel menu. Alright. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I want to see what that looks like. And they said that they should be like around the same size as the actual biome. So that's like huge. That's really huge. Because if you just double up the size of the Frosted Heights, for example, that's like, oh my god. Like if you guys could imagine that, that's really big. A new chapter unfurls, launching on November 20th. New paid expansion pass. Alright, Storybook Vale. You get to see the 3 biomes, the Bind, Ever After, and Mythopia. Okay. As you uncover mysteries, Storybook Vale expansion pass will lead you to encounter the courageous Merida, the bold Flynn Rider, and the fiery Hades. Okay. And you get the Royal Net as your tool. Cool. Alright, looking right into the new content that awaits you in the Vale on day 1, Dreamlight Valley, the Storybook Vale, will be available as an additional purchase for owners of the base game, or as a part of the Magical Edition, which includes bonus moonstones, a collection of librarian chic cosmetic items, and a truly adorable baby Pegasus animal companion. Okay. And then it says the Arcade Edition owners will have access to the contents of the Storybook Vale expansion pass day 1 without the need for additional purchase. Oh! That's interesting. That's interesting. So, if you have the Arcade Edition, you'll be able to get the expansion pass without having to pay for it. That's what that's saying, right? Let's see. Alright, well that was just kind of just recapping what we talked about. Anyways, again, let me know what your favorite part about this is. My favorite part is probably the story. You guys know that I love the stories in this game. I love the quests as well, and the characters, and you know, their charm and stuff, but the story is what I live for. I live for the story of the game, figuring out new things. And yeah, that was a really good showcase. Probably better than the last one, honestly, about the Rift in Time. Probably better than that one. I know I'm going to love this update. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you guys are interested in watching me play this new update, you guys could definitely look forward to that. I'll be playing all new updates either the day they come out on Twitch or like the week they come out. You know, I try to put out all the new content as soon as possible. You guys could watch the episodes here on YouTube, or you could watch me stream it on Twitch around the day when it comes out. If you guys are interested in checking out all the new content, I'll be getting the expansion pass, I'll be getting the new free content update, and we could enjoy the magical adventure together. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video though. I hope to see you guys out there in the valley. Bye!